Alright guys, I am back. Did you miss me? Because I have missed you. Today we have another CRS Farms mail call video, so let's see what Matthew Hoover has to say. CRS writes, "Hey love, just hang in there a little while longer. I'll be home before you know it." Gosh, I hope. I'm ready for him to fucking be home, that's for sure. Alright, so I got a letter from Jonathan out of Michigan, and he had an excellent question about my story. He asked, "Are you a spiritual person?" Before I go on, yes, this video will be based on what I think I'm doing here, but I won't be getting too preachy or trying to make y'all believe in God. I'm just simply telling my wild story, and I think you're gonna want to hear it, because I know for a fact that I was chosen to be here. Could you imagine if the choice has been Tim from the Military Arms Channel or perhaps John Crump in my place? Not saying they could cut it, because people can do amazing things when their back is to the wall, but with their age and lack of tattoos, they just have that look, and nobody would go out of their way to help them out because they don't necessarily have the look of a convict. Sorry. Let's start this story with the big ass tattoo on my arm, aka my saving grace from having the look. So one day in 2015, I woke up and for no reason at all, I got the strangest urge to get the tattoo from the movie From Dusk Till Dawn. I was trying to explain it to my wife why I needed it, but it just wasn't making any sense to her. But some deep internal pull was drawing me to get this damn tat. I just knew that I 100% needed it. This was also around the same time I knew for sure that I was going to do YouTube for a living. Who would have known that those two things would play a key role into my calling? Let's just skip ahead to finding my lawyer that lived in Florida. One day I'm scrolling through YouTube and I click on a video, and to my surprise, I found a douchebag raging on me and talking shit about one of my videos. I cracked my knuckles and started dropping the hammer on his ass, and that chance encounter led us to being super close friends until this day. He played a big role in my case and my ultimate victory. There is a reason that 90% of the cases never go to trial, and that's because lawyers know that juries will almost always vote guilty by default. Other attorneys would have tried talking me into a plea deal, but not Matt from Fudbusters. He had the kind of fight spirit I needed from a lawyer to help me keep my eye on the prize. Then we have the time when my wife forced me to go in for a colonoscopy, and they ended up finding a 40mm tumor in my ass. Just think, if I'd been indicted earlier, I would have died from cancer by now. I praise God for my wife, because without her, I would have never went to the doctor. And that wasn't the only time that God flexed on my behalf to make sure I knew he had my back. On the drive to Florida to go to my trial was crazy, y'all. Almost every time we made a stop somewhere, we consistently ran into a viewer from my channel that had been following my case. Once or twice would have been cool, but let's just say I ran into a lot of you guys. It's because of you that I found the strength to deal with my trial. You had the strength to deal with my trial, and you made me believe that humanity was slowly starting to get restored, and that there are actually good people out there who care about me. And now the craziest story. A few days before my trial, me and my wife and kids and Flying Rich go to church, and the ceremony was on what Jesus went through when he was on trial, which already was a coincidence within itself. About halfway through the ceremony, boom, a candle exploded and fell on the floor. Then boom, 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 all these candles started exploding and falling on the floor. And out of nowhere, my wife's ring literally breaks into two and falls from her finger. Creepy as fuck. Very true, guys. When she first started doing videos for me, a lot of you were asking her where was her ring. Well, that's what happened, and that is the honest to God truth, y'all. So when it happened, I tried to play it cool while everyone else was freaking out, but I knew right then and there it was a bad omen on what was to come with my trial. But instead of staying freaked out, I simply just strengthened my faith in God. I knew that whatever was to come, I had to be ready for the sake of my family. And then we have all the SCOTUS decisions like Bruin, EPA, bump stock. Every one of them makes it impossible for my charges to stick, and then to add insult to injury, I end up getting convicted on my wife's birthday. If that's not wild enough, we finally have the conception of our Only Tactical Fans merch site. The only reason it was set up in the first place was because a few months before my trial, my YouTube channel ended up getting demonetized for 90 days. If that wouldn't have happened, then our merch would be pretty much non-existent. Not to mention I've been telling him to do it for years, but I mean, he don't want to listen, right? Men are stubborn. Anyways, all these things added up can't be a coincidence. I feel like God has had his hand on me throughout this entire ordeal, and he hasn't taken his hand off me even while I'm in prison. Last example, there was a YouTuber who shall remain nameless, but he tried to get his fanboys to threaten me, saying they were going to plant evidence of a NFA crime on my property and call the feds, making a search warrant of my home unless. So for that, thank you. Because if my home got raided, it would have not been pretty for anyone involved. So in any way, you probably saved my life when you posted your plans to your Discord. But let's not get it twisted. You're still a piece of shit. So to better answer your question, Jonathan, yes, I believe in God and I think he has me here for a certain purpose. Maybe to be a puzzle piece in a greater goal, I don't know. All I know is that I'm forever grateful that he continues to show me a favor. Alright, that's it folks. Once again, a huge thanks from Jonathan from Michigan from the awesome video idea. Alright, if you guys like this video, don't forget to leave a comment and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you guys would like to continue to support our family through all this nonsense bullshit fight, there'll be links down in the description. And as always, I thank you guys for everything and all your support. It means the world to me and my family, so I really thank you. And until next video, peace. Because I know for a fact that I was chosen to be here. And personally, because people can do some amazing things when their back is to the wall. Click on a video, and to my surprise, I found a douchebag raging. Alright, that is...